Friends, in this video we are going to see about review tab of Microsoft Word and the other commands of that tab. Okay, let's see. Now this review tab, it contains the groups that can be help you to check the spelling and grammar in your document. Sometimes we all know we do typing mistakes, we do some grammar mistake, spelling mistake. So we don't want to show the document someone which is having these kind of spelling or grammar mistakes. So this group, this tab help you to eliminate those things, to see those things and to correct those problems. Then even in this tab we can do track changes and add some comments. We can compare documents, and also it helps us to protect the document. Now in this group, in this tab we have 9 groups, and the first group of that 9 groups is this proofing. Now in this proofing group we have commands to do spelling and grammar check. Then we have option to use thesaurus. We can use to count words to get the idea of our document, the status of our document. Now let's see, we see the first group. So here is the document, and I go to the review tab. So the first group I see here is spelling and grammar, the proofing group, where we have this command to manage our spelling and grammar, thesaurus and also word count. Now spelling and grammar can check your document for errors of typing mistakes. So maybe I would have some mistakes here. So if I want to check in my document, I will click on this and it will open this spelling pane here, spelling and grammar pane in the right side. Now it will go through the document one by one and it will show you all those spelling and grammar mistakes. Now first it is showing me here that this is your spelling mistake, and it says that the word you have typed is this and it should be like this. Now is this a problem? I don't think so. Now because it is a name, so sometime when you type the name in your document, so the word will say like it is not a dictionary word. It depends the dictionary what you are using. We can use the different type of dictionaries here, language, proofing language. So it's sometime based on that proofing language also which you're using. But normally the names are not in the dictionary. So always when you have a name in your document, it will always say that this is the spelling mistake. Now when you see the spelling mistake, you have to be careful. Like you have option here that what you can do here. You have ignore option, and also you have add option, and also you have change option. Now if it is a spelling mistake, then what I will do, I will change with the current spelling which is it suggesting. So it is suggesting us to this, it should be like this. So if you feel you have done the spelling mistake, then you can choose the suggestion and then you can change with it. And if you have many more words, same words in the place, many other places in the same document, then you can say change all. Instead of detecting one by one, it will go through and it will detect one by one the same word. But if there is more words are there, so I can say okay, change all, this is my mistake. Now if it is a name, in my case here it is a name, so I don't want to change it because it is what, a name. So I can say ignore it. Ignore once, that means it will ignore only this time, but next time when it go through the document, it is just starting, so it will go through and then it can see. So next time when it is in this page or in other page, again it will detect the word, then again it will say me this is again the spelling mistake. So I can say ignore all also. And if you know that this is your name, then you can add it into the dictionary. So next time when you type the word in this document or any other document, it will not detect as a error. So here it is a name, so I will say okay, ignore once. Now again it is showing me some more. It is saying this is what you have typed and it should be like this is what you have typed, it should be like this. So I think this is my mistake here. So I will say, okay, I'll go with this, and then I say change. Now it is going for the other word. It is saying, okay, now this is also wrong. So I say, okay, change it. Now it is again going for the other word. Now here it is saying spelling mistake. Now what it is saying here, colors. The colors is, it is not wrong actually, it is right. But it is because of my dictionary, the proofing language I am using here. In this, it is not right. This, it is suggesting me that you should use this spelling, but both are right if you can see this. So sometimes you will see some word which is different from the proofing language you are using. So you have to be careful about that, like what you want to do, what you want to change, or what you want to ignore. So I feel this is right, so I will ignore, or even I can say, okay, ignore it in my whole document. Then again it will go through and it will say, what is it, smushed, smashed, what you want to say. Okay, again a spelling mistake, I say no, I want to say smashed. Change. You see, again that word is detected. Why? Because I ignores only once, because it was named, so I ignored it, but I ignored only once. Now it is again saying that it is not correct. It has detected here, you can see the preview, and here it will now next detect this word. Whatever you do, it is what in the document you can see these waving lines. These waving lines indicates that you are making some mistakes. And the color also, that like a red color means an spelling mistake. If you see the blue waving lines, that means your grammar mistake is there. Again it will say me that this will be also the mistake. So what I will do here, because this name comes lots of time in the document, so I say, okay, ignore it, ignore all. Now again you see it asking this one, and this is also a name, so I will say no, I want to ignore all. And then now you have a grammar problem. Now when you have a grammar problem, it is highlighted the whole line here, and it will highlighting the problem, and you can see it is what in the blue waving line. And when you see the grammar problem, it also gives you the explanation also with examples. Like instead of this, consider this, or another example, like instead of this, you should consider this. So what it is saying, you are having a grammar problem here, and it will say that what is your grammar problem here. You can see the suggestion, you can see the explanation with example, and then if you feel it, then you can change it or ignore it. So it depend on you what you want. So okay, I changed it. Again, grammar problem with explanation, change, change, change. So this is how you can do correct your document. It will go through your document one by one. It will show you all those errors. So you can go through and you can say what you want, and you can do ignore, change. And after doing all these, then finally it will do what? It will say all the checking has been done and you are good to go. And when you are done, it says spelling and grammar check is complete, and now your document is all good to go. And this is what your spelling and grammar command. Okay, now the next command here in the group is called thesaurus. Now this command is to see, suppose you have some word here, like I say realize, Now you want to know some other kind of word which mean the same thing. So you don't want to, I don't want to type realized here. I want to type some other word here. So I can go and click on this. Now it will show you that instead of this realized, you can use these other words also. So sometime you know some word, you type that word, but you feel like no, it is looking not that. It is not good to have this word here. Something more professional word I need. So you can do what? You can go for this command and it will suggest you that instead of this command, the same meaning commands are there which you can use. So it shows you that different same meaning commands that which you can use in your document. That is what this command do. The word count command is very simple. It will just give you what? The information about your document, that how much pages you have, word, characters, characters with spaces, no spaces, paragraphs and line. Now include text boxes, notes and endnotes. Now what it is showing here is only the selected thing. Now I deselect that line, the word, and then I go here. Now it is showing the whole document information here. Pages, words, characters with its no space, with space, paragraphs, lines, and it is also including the text boxes, footnotes and endnotes. If you don't want to add them, you can remove it. Then it will decrease a little because there are some text boxes there. There are some footnotes and endnotes. If I include, it will increase the uh, number of characters here. So this command just give you the information about your document. And this is what the proofing group. Now the next group we have here is accessibility group. Now this group contains the accessibility checker. Now this do what? It check your document that it can go with the people's which is some kind of disability or some kind of viewing problem or citing problems. So it will check your document that is it this document is good for those kind of people who is not able to see properly or something. So if you want to do this, then you can open this accessibility checker here, and then it will guide you about this document, that what are the problems there. First it is saying error and then warning. Error is saying missing alternative text 7. Now there are some pictures here in my document which is missing with the alternative text. Now what is alternative text? Suppose there are some people who is not able to see properly, then he can use that reading option which reads the document. Now in the reading option, when they go with this picture, so the reading machine, the reading software, it will not detect that picture because it does not contain any alternative text. Alternative text will just inform about that picture, that this picture is about this and there is a picture. So when somebody who is not able to see properly, then he can use some reading software so which reads the document, and when it comes to that picture, then it will read that alternative text. So if you need, then you can add it and then it will fix the problem, and it will give you the information here also, like what should be done. It says images or objects not in line. So there are some options, there are some problems here. They are not in line properly. So it sometimes make hard to read and understand. There is one warning also, that is hard to read the text contrast. This one, this is the one which is having a different contrast. So when you select it, it will suggest what should be done, why, and steps to fix also. So you can fix all these and then you can again run the spell checker. Okay, I will mix this one with other text. Okay, now that problem is solved here. You see, the warning is gone, but these two errors are there. So when you fix those errors, it shows you here the steps how to fix it, and this is the picture and this is the steps to fix it. So you can follow the steps and you can fix it. And this is the accessibility checker, which evaluate your document for different kind of accessibility problem. And that is the only command you have in this group. And then the second group you have the next group is what, the language group. Now in this group we have two commands, drop down commands, where you can choose the proofing language, what language you want. By default it will take the language from your machine, the machine which support the language configured in your machine, your Windows. It will take that one. And then you can choose the translation command also, like you can translate some word. So if you don't understand some word, then you can translate it also. Like there is some word which I don't understand, suppose I will select the word here, and then I'll go here in this review tab, language group. I have option translate. So when I click on this drop down, it says translate the whole document you want to translate, or translate the selected text which I have selected, or you can use some mini translator. So it will go for the mini translator also. And then you have option to choose the translation language also. Let's go with the selected text. We have selected here one text, so I click here. Now it says what, to translate your document that will be sent over the internet in a secured format to Microsoft or third-party translation service provider. Do you want to proceed? That means the word or the document which you are translating. So remember, your document can be confidential and you don't want to send it anywhere else. So it is giving you the warning, like the information, like this is it is going to do is it is going to send it securely to Microsoft or any other third-party translation service. So if you show you want to do this, then you say yes, otherwise you say no, I will do it manually. I will go to the online browser and then I will try to translate. I don't want Microsoft Word to do it for me, but I want it, so I say yes, and here it is trying to translate. Now it is using the Microsoft translator, and here this is the word, the word is translating from English. The word translate into which language, you can select here which language you want to translate. You have other languages here, so let's see, I select this one. So now it is showing the word is this after translation. You can go for more language, you can go for online Microsoft translator. Now once you translated it, then what, you have option to insert it also. That means instead of this word I want to add this word. So when I click insert, it will remove this one and it will add this one. Now you see that word is now entered. So you can do translate the words in any other language, and then also you can insert in your document, or even you can translate the whole document. And then this is your proofing language. You can set the proofing language. You can go for the language preference also. That means setting the proofing language, like which language you want to do this spelling check or in all that. Or you want to go for the language preference, that you may have multiple languages, then you can choose which language must be your preference, first preference. Now it is using it from your Microsoft Windows, the default language in your Windows. Even you can use other language as your preferred language by setting it as a preferred, and you can add the language from here. So this is what the language group. Then the next group in the review tab is comment. Now comment is just an additional information, feedback, suggestion, notes by some other reader. So suppose I created the document, I am the author, and my document is now reviewing by some other people. So if they feel something in the document, they can put some notes there. They can give feedback also, they can put suggestions also, they can ask a question also, like why it is like this. So this can be done by the comments. They don't want to edit the document, they just want to do what, they just want to say something, give suggestion, questions and notes. So instead of editing the document directly, they can just put the comment there. So when the author reads the document, he can see the comments, and then he can also reply with those comments, and he can say like, what is your suggestion? I have agreed or not agreed and whatever. So if you want to use this, you have this comment command. So you have option to add new comment. So there is no comment here. So if you want to add some comment there, then first you have to put your mouse, your insertion point there at the beginning, or even you can select the line and then click on this comment. So it will open here in this side, right side balloon, and it shows this comments where you can add the comments, and it is showing the name of the person who is adding the comment and showing the time also. So if I want to add the comment, I will say what I want to say here. Whatever you want to say. And then after typing what you want, you can click anywhere in the document and come out of from the comment box. You can add many comments, you can add more comments also. You can select the text, add more comments here. You can add more comment. So these are what the comments, and it will show here in this side. Now if the author comes and author sees what are these, what is this, there are some comments there, so he can see the comments, he can reply with those comments. If any suggestions are there, if any notes are there, so he can reply and he can solve the problem here in the document, and he say, okay, I am done with this, I have done it. And there are other comments you can go through with these commands: next comment, previous comment, next comment, and it can go through, reply, resolve, or anything. And once it has been done with this comment, it has been resolved, then it can say what, delete the comment, or it wants, then it can delete all the comments. So this is what, very simple to add the comments in your document. So this group is about to add comments. Now the next group, and also this command is to just show and hide your comments. Then the next group in the review tab is tracking group. Now tracking group is to track the changes in your document, and it will help you to track the changes made by someone and someone. Like suppose you're doing the collaboration document, you're working on with the collaboration, right? I'm the author of the document and I'm creating the document, and my document is like reviewed by some other people. So what they can do, if they feel something wrong there, so there is an option to put comment. Now if you say no, don't put comment, just suggest me the option, so they can do what, they can remove the text, they can remove the word, they can correct the word, and then they can suggest like this should be done like this. Now the changes which that persons do, these changes will not be permanent, they're just a suggestion. Now when author reads the document, then he will decide like he should have to accept those changes or not to accept those changes. Now that can be done by enabling the track changes first. So I am the author, so I want to give them to review the document. The first I will enable this, I'm saying enable the review, track the changes. Then when you enable track changes, then MS Word will start tracking the changes. So whatever the changes they do, it will track it, and it will show me like it, if suppose I delete something, so it will strike that word, and if I add something, it will underline the word, like this one is added new. So this is how what the author knows that what changes they have made, but that is not final. So the author have to decide the changes should be accepted or not accepted, and actually that will be decided by the next group, that is called changes, where here you can finalize the document. The author can finalize the document after this tracking changes, so he can accept those changes which is done by those reviewing people, or he can reject those changes also. And also he can see all the changes by using this next and previous command. So this changes group is all about to accept or reject those changes which is we have tracked in this tracking group. So let's see how we can do this. So now instead of putting the comments, I can give this changes here. So first I have to enable the track changes. So when I enable the track changes, now it is started to track the document for changes. Now if I made some changes here, uh, now you see the word is not removing from there, it is just striking out. And if I add something here, so it shows me that as a underline. So when you remove something, it will strike out, and when you add something, it will show as a underline. And also at this margin, you will see this indicator that these lines have some changes. So as you go on to your document, do changes, remove words, add words, and then it go like this, and it keeps adding those words and removing those words. Now after you're done, then you can stop tracking. So it will stop, but those are still marked. Now this, in this tracking group, you have this command to see how you want to see the markup. So all markup, that means it is showing all the markups which is removed, which is underlined, which is added, and in this margin also it is showing. Now if you want simple markup, then it will not show the changes here. It will only show what the changes here, that means what you have done here, but it will not show you the original document, and it will indicate only this in margin that there are some changes here. If you go for this no markup, then it will not show any markup, but it will remain there. It is only that, like, you just don't want to get confused, like when you read the document you just don't want to get confused, because when you have this all markup, you see multiple things are there. Or even you can go for original version, so you can see the original version there without changes. So this is to see what you want to see there. Then show markup also, sometime what the changes it shows inline, that means it shows all the changes inline, and it can be difficult sometime to read the document to track the changes. So you have option to show markup in balloon. So if you say show revision in balloons, so it will show in this side, like this is deleted 3 minutes ago, and you see the added words in line and the deleted words goes in the balloon margin. By default it is gone for show only comments. And also you have option to enable the review pane. Review pane, that means you don't know what are the changes there. Maybe I have hidden all the changes and I have put on original. Now you don't know where is the changes, what have been the change, then you can enable this review pane. Now here you can see the detailed information that what has been removed, what has been added here. You can see all these things here. Now after this, now you can do from this next group is to accept and reject those changes. So if I go here and say next, so now it shows me the changes which I have done here. So what do you want to accept this change or you want to reject this change? Now it depends on you. Like if you say no, this was right. So you say no, this was right. That means I don't want to accept it. So I say reject it. So it will goes back to original. Then again, now automatically it will goes to the next change. And when you hover your mouse there, it will show you the detail like what has been done, when, and who did this. Now if you want to accept this, then you can say accept, and then it will go for the next change. And then again you can reject or accept whatever you want. You want to reject it, click on reject, and then it will go for the next change. You want to accept it, you can accept. Now one more thing, you can do accept all, and also stop tracking also. If it is still enabled, then it can stop here also. And you can also do reject all and also stop tracking also. So this is what tracking changes and accepting or rejecting the changes. And once you have done, then it will show you this window like there aren't any comment or tracked changes in your document. Done. This is what reviewing your document. So these two groups goes together, tracking and changes group. So when you do some changes, you can track it, you can see, and also after that you can review and you can accept or reject those changes. Now the next group is compare group. Now suppose I have not enabled the tracking option. I did just change. Suppose I send the document, I have original document, I send the document to someone and he did what? He also changed that document. So now we have what? Two versions of document. Maybe you have multiple versions. Some other people also changed. So now you can have what? Two, three versions of the same document that has been changed. Like so I am the author, I write something, but the other people feel like it is not right, so they have changed something else, and maybe other people can change something else. Now when I have not started the track changes, so I don't know what was there, so I cannot do accept and reject there. So I can use this compare command to compare with this original document and the change document. And then also we can do what? We can combine those documents and we can do what? Accept and reject those changes, and then we can create new document with those reviewed uh, reviewed versions or reviewed changes. So if suppose I have some changes here, and what I do, I accept all changes. Now I have some changes here in my document. Now I will save this document as another name. Now then we will get the another version. So I will save it on the desktop, version 2. So we have two documents, one is changed and one is original. So I will now undo all. Okay, now what? I just want to compare this document and the document which I saved with some changes. So I will click on this compare. So you will get two commands, compare or combine. Compare two versions of the document with the legal black line, or you can do combined version from multiple authors into a single document. So you can use multiple versions of the document to create a single revised version, or you can go for two. So we have two, so I'll go with this. Now it says which is your original document. So you can go for the drop down if your document is in this list. So my document is there, original, and you can go for browse also, and then you can see the revise. If it is in the list, then you can select it, otherwise you can go for browse. So when you select the revised document, it shows like who has done this also. So okay, I said this. Now it has opened like this. Now here you have this original document, and this is what the revised document. Now you can go, when you scroll, it will scroll both here also and here also. Now from here you can see those changes. Now you can see those changes. Instead I have not done, if you instead I have not saved any, instead of I have not started any track changes. Now I can do this. I can do see next and next changes, and I can see here it says like this one was removed and this one was added. This was the changes. It was not tracked. It was the changes we did by the spelling check. We changed it with the spelling and grammar mistake. So it was removed and this one was added, and this one you can see here, and you can see here in the document here also, like where is that original one and is it a removed one. So you can see here, and you can see original, and you can see the revised, and here you can see this both. And if you feel like this one you want to have or this one you don't want to have, then you can say accept or reject. So this was deleted, so I say accept this one. This one was added, so I will accept this one also. Then it goes for the next change. Now if you want to remove this, if you don't want to accept this, then you can say no, I want to reject this deletion. Now when you remove this deletion, then the new word should be also removed, so I say reject this one also. So this is what you can do, compare both, and this one will be your compared document. So after comparing these two documents, original and revised, you can create a new document with this revised version, and then you can save this version as your revised version, or you can say the combined version, compared version. So this is what you can do with this compared command, and after that you can save it. Goes back to my original document. So this is what this compare command and group can do. Then the next group in this tab is what? The protect. In this protect tab, we can do protect our document by restricting changes using a password. That means we can restrict the changes and review the document. That means we can restrict who can review the document, who can do some changes also. So we can do restrict with the password with this group, and we have this option to do this. So in this group we have a command here to restrict the editing. We have one command here, block authors. Now I am the author, so I don't have to block myself. So you have only this command. So you click on it and you will get this in the right side. You will get this restrict edition pane. Here you get 3 steps. Now 3 steps, that means first it says formatting restrictions, limit formatting to a selection of style. So if you click this, it will now restrict the formatting of your document. Now here there is one more option, settings, where you can decide what should be restrict and what should not be restrict. And you can choose some more options here, like allow auto format to override the formatting restriction. You can block the themes and scheme switching also. You can block quick style set switches also. So you can decide what should be blocked or not. Right now by default all. Then it says here editing restriction. Now I go for only formatting restriction first and say set. Yes, set the enforcing protection. Now when you click on it, it will ask you the password. What do you want? So I say okay, ABC, ABC, and I say okay. Now this option is not showing because we have not used this one. Now it is protected. Now when you see this, I can close this window now. Now it is showing what I can do here. So I can add comments. I can do this spelling checks. But when I go to the home, I cannot do this. I cannot use this. I can use these tools. These are predefined settings I can use, but page color, border I can't use. So it will restrict formatting of your document. Now if you again click on the command, it will open again. It says that this document is restricted, and it shows here that you may format text only with certain styles. So what you can do, it shows like this. You can format with these styles, like you can change these styles. So these options are still available, so you can do this. Now when you are done, you don't want to have this, so you can stop the protection. So when you click on it, it says give me the password, and now it has been stopped. This is only for stopping the formatting restriction. Now you can give for editing restriction also. You can select allow only this type of editing in the document. You can decide what type of document allow you want to allow to do. So you can select, you can allow them to track changes, you can allow them to do comment, filing in forms, you can do allow no changes. No changes, that means nobody can do anything. And now here you can, suppose I say I want to allow them to do comments. Now exceptional option, select part of the document and choose user who are allowed to freely edit them. So let's say I select this and I say this section can be edited by someone freely. Rest of the thing will be blocked. Now here you can select who can do this. So it can show you this everyone option, or you can find the user from here also. You can enter the username from here. So if you have a user, then you can select. I don't have, I select everyone. And then I say okay, start the enforcing protection. Again it is asking me the password, and now it is giving me this option, user authentication, that authenticate owners can remove document protection. The document is encrypted and restricted access is enabled. So authenticated user, that means the user which is authenticated, which is logged in by the username and password in the domain, so they can do this. So I don't have, so I can do this one. So now it has been protected, and if you can see here, now I cannot do anything. Even I style cannot change, nothing I can change. In reviewing tab here, mailing, no. Reviewing, I can do comment, but I cannot do track changes, not compare, so not do spelling and all that. But still this can be edited. So if I select this, I can do these things. So it shows here, find the region can be edited. So when you click on it, so it shows you the region where you can do some addition. Show all region can be edited. So it shows you that that region which can be edited, and also it is highlighted. You see it is in the bracket, and that is why, because it is says here highlight the region. So if you remove it, or you can highlight it also. Now here I can do what? I can use this styles, but here I cannot use this also. So this is what the protection. After adding the protection, you should save your document so that the protection will remain with that. So whenever you want to remove the protection, you just have to come back again, open the document, go to the reviewing tab, restriction, and then remove stop protection. If you know the password, you can stop. If you don't know the password, no, you can't stop. And you want to remove ignition? Yes, I just want to remove everything. And that is what we have in this protection group. The last group we have in this tab is what? Ink group. Now ink group contains drop down command to hide ink in document and even delete all ink. So if you see this group, it shows hide ink. If I click it, it enable means when it is enable, it will hide all the inks in your document. If you click it, now it is disabled. So now you can see the ink, and you can delete all ink also. Now what is ink actually? If suppose my machine is touch screen, so I can use that also. Or even suppose you have some pen devices. So if you are having a pen device and you connect the pen device in your machine, then it will automatically detect the pen device and it will give you one extra tab here. That is called pen. That pen tab will give you what option to put some ink here in your document, marking, editing, like this, like you use a pen. That thing you can even do in touch screen also. But touch screen, if you are using touch screen, so automatically that tab will not come. But when you attach the pen in your machine, then it will automatically give you that tab here. Now if you don't have a pen and you are having a touch screen, so you can enable the pen tab. So if you want to enable the pen tab, my machine is not a touch screen, I don't have a pen also, but still I can enable it. I go to the backstage view by clicking on the file. In more options, customize the ribbon, and here I want the pen tool, so I will go here in the drop down, choose for the command, and I want tool tabs. So here these are the tabs we have, and in this you have this ink tool pen tab, and I want to add it in my ribbon, so I add it here. Now when I add it here, now you can see that pen tab here. Now when I click on this, I will see these options. Option to write give you option to do pen, highlight, eraser. You can highlight the text, you can use pen to mark some text and all that. Like you're presenting something, you can decide the thickness and color, and you can use mark to as a maths, like I want to show some equations which is not there in the word, so I can write by my pen here, and that I can convert it in the ink, and then after I will done, it will closed. Now whatever you add with this thing, then you can use this command here in the review tab to hide those inks. So whatever you add in the document, those inks, those marks, those highlighting and all that, so you can hide with this command, and you can show with this command, and even you can remove it. So that is what this command do, but for that you need this. Now if you see, there is no option available for me because I'm not using a pen, and even I'm not having a touch screen. So even if I don't have a pen, I have a touch screen, then this command can be enabled. Now it will not be enabled for me because I don't have either. And this is what this command do, what to hide and show the ink, and also to delete the all inks. And that is what we have in this review tab. So thank you for joining, and I hope you have liked this video. and next time in the next video we will see the other tab. Till then, have a good day. Thank you for joining.